Hi everyone. This video I'm going to talk about the Sagittarius woman. Please do subscribe and share. The Sagittarius woman is not always going to say the kind of things you want to hear. She'll always be a little outspoken because she sees the world exactly as it is, even while she's wearing those ridiculous rose-tinted glasses. That, you must admit, is quite a talent. It's not everyone who can apply clear, reasonable logic to every situation and retain the happy faculty of believing things will get better or else deciding to accept them for what they are. This girl will never lie to you. Sometimes you may wish she would. Show curiosity about how she spends the nights you're not with her, and you'll get a detailed, perfectly honest report of the letters she writes to that handsome intern she met last summer on her vacation, and how many dates she turns down on the phone. She may even relate her troubles with insomnia brought on when she lies awake at night, wondering if maybe what she feels for you is friendship instead of love. You'll feel like yelling at her, for Pete's sake, lie a little once in a while, can't you? A man has his pride. Don't yell too loud. You'll offend her, and she's not exactly non combustible herself. Sagittarius girls have been known to fly into some pretty fiery rages. She will probably live alone. Sagittarius girls are very independent, and both sexes have a strange aloofness to family ties. There's one thing you'll have to learn right away, or the relationship will never get off the ground. When you want her to do something, ask her. Don't tell her. She enjoys being protected, but she doesn't want to be ordered around. Not even her mother gets away with that. Who are you that you should top her mother? Although she dislikes being bossed, especially in public, when she is testing you for firmness, be firm. Jupiter women can't stand weak, wishy-washy men. A Sagittarius female has no intention of giving up her individuality for any male, but she kind of likes to know you think of her as a girl. Like the male Sagittarian, she's a little skittish about wedlock. She's breezy and unconventional in her relationships with men. Since she considers herself your equal, she may copy your mannerisms as well as wear your sweater. If she also likes sports and camping, as lots of Sagittarian females do, you may have trouble distinguishing her from the boys. But she's not the same. For one thing, your sweater looks different on her. Not that Jupiter women are offensively masculine by nature, they can be the softest, most feminine women you ever squeezed. It's just she pals around with so many men, you get used to seeing her in the crowd. Since she's so scrupulously honest and above board, she may be a little careless of her reputation and contemptuous of the hypocrisy demanded by society. If you question her about it, she'll be plain spoken. She'll probably tell you that waltzing in at midnight doesn't indicate promiscuity any more than coming home at a more conventional hour indicates innocence. She knows her morals are above reproach, and that's all that matters. Naturally, she's dead wrong. What other people think matters very much to a female reputation. But try to understand her attitude. Don't think she's fast and loose just because she laughs at a few jokes usually without the slightest idea what they're all about. The truth is, she's a trusting child at heart. Her outlook is so naive, it makes her vulnerable to wolves, con artists, and phonies. Forget about how cleverly she argues and how startlingly logical she can be. All that has nothing to do with her heart. Her mind isn't under discussion. It's bright and intelligent and well able to take care of itself in any emergency. But her heart is defenseless. It falls down and gets bruised quite often. The sunny Sagittarian disposition can melt the hardest hearts. Now and then, this girl will remind you of a clumsy puppy dog wagging his friendly tail and walking all over your feet. But then, friendly puppy dogs do get lots of people to love them and feed them. Of course, dogs are a little cheaper to feed. The typical Jupiter girl has a large appetite. She likes good food and wine, nice clothes, and when she travels, she likes to go first class. Sagittarians are extravagant by nature. Money for the sake of money doesn't interest them, and it takes quite a bit of training to teach most of them the meaning of a dollar bill. The Sagittarian girl you are involved with may be in show business because lots of them are drawn by the lure of the footlights. This particular characteristic of a Sagittarian girl who might be involved in show business because lots of them are drawn by the lure of the footlights. Never force her to choose between pleasing you and the excitement of pleasing whole gobs of people at once with her sunshine personality. After a while, she'll grow disgusted with the hypocrisy and artificial glitter she finds all around her in the world of show business, and she'll come running home to try domesticity with someone who is real, you. Someone who believes honesty is beautiful and deception is ugly, you again. Because of her casual attitude toward romance and her shyness of marriage, you may think she's lacking in sentiment. You are so mistaken. She'll cry rivers at sad movies and read poetry with wet eyes. She's probably saved every note you ever wrote her, scraps of the flowers you bought her in the rain, and the tickets from the hockey game where she met you. As for her talent as a homemaker, be brave and be patient. Sagittarius girls are acutely bored by the confinement of dusting and mopping. No sooner does she make a bed than it gets unmade. Gosh, you would think the darn thing would stay neat for a few days anyway. It was such a drag tucking in those sheets at the corners. She'll hate it all with a purple passion. When she has a home of her own, however, she'll probably swallow her distaste. She'll prefer that you get her a maid if you can possibly afford one. If not, she'll doggedly keep it shining. Her mother will never believe it. That sloppy child waxing the coffee table? Impossible. Pride and the eternal Sagittarius logic does it. She needs to be surrounded with beauty and cleanliness to be true to herself. The message reaches her that if she doesn't wipe up the linoleum, no one else will. If she was forced by the circumstances to do a lot of chores in childhood, she may rebel at first, but she'll eventually reason it out and settle down to sweeping the corners with a minimum of resentment. Her cooking? Well, you can never tell. Maybe you just better eat out on weekends. If she manages decent meals through the week, you can't expect her to keep a perfect record on Saturdays and Sundays too. Most Sagittarian women aren't exactly ecstatic in the kitchen, but she can whip up a mean, fancy dessert when she's trying to cheer you out of the blues. Her own moods can be terrors, but they are rare, and they last so briefly you'll hardly notice them. When she's really hurt, her tongue can be bitterly sarcastic, but she'll forget what she said almost before she's finished the sentence, and she won't understand why you want to dwell on it. This is not the woman for a brooding, melancholy man. Gloom and pessimism can actually make her physically ill. Her children will probably adore her. She'll be their buddy and have a circus playing with them. Once she's over her initial fear of responsibility, she'll cope with diapers and daily baths like a crisp, efficient nurse. Almost everything she does well with grace when she finally decides to learn it. Just like the big people, the little ones will get a good dose of her cheerful optimism and outspoken remarks. If they survive her blunt truthfulness, they'll grow up thinking she's the greatest big sister a kid ever had. She'll read them funny stories with happy endings and take them on sudden, impulsive picnics in the woods to look for the three bears. Her youngsters will probably be well dressed, but not fussily so, and bright mannered. Her honesty will mark their characters. The Jupiter mother may have to watch a tendency to be lax in discipline, except when she's tired or angry. Then the wrong time for spankings. You'll have a lovely hostess. No one entertains as graciously as a Sagittarian woman, not even her Leo sisters, who are no slouches themselves in the social department. There's a quality about her sunny, outgoing friendliness that makes people feel deeply welcome, from the garbage man to your boss. A Sagittarian breaks the ice instantly at the stiffest affairs, though she may raise a few eyebrows too. As long as you let her call her soul her own and don't make her feel tied down, your Sagittarius Pollyanna will give you a triple bonus: her loyalty, her trust, and her affection. The three are inseparable because when she gives her love, her friendship trots right along beside it. The Jupiter woman is an incurable idealist, and here's a secret perhaps she never told you. She fell in love with you many years ago when she was a little girl and wished on the new moon for someone to share her honest heart. There were lots of times when she thought she had found you and was disappointed. But when you finally came along, she knew you right away because you were a gentle clown with a dream or two of your own who took her hand and showed her the way to the stars. Thank you so much, and please do subscribe and share.